Welcome to tonight's sleep story. Let's drift into a soothing story together as you begin your journey into a restful and rejuvenating sleep. The air is thick with the sound of laughter and clinking glasses. The ballroom is alive with vibrant colors, rich velvet gowns, sharp tuxedos, and sparkling jewels that catch the soft candlelight. It is an evening of celebration, of glamour, of status. Yet, amid the laughter and chatter, there is a man standing by the grand window, staring out into the dark night. This is Holger. Feel a sense of discomfort settle in your chest as you notice him. He is surrounded by admirers, yet there is a distance in his eyes, a vacancy that seems to separate him from the glittering world around him. His name is known in every corner of this city, his talent renowned, his reputation strong. But tonight, for reasons unknown, the glamour feels hollow. He adjusts his collar slightly, shifting his gaze from the festive scene to the empty expanse of the city streets below. There's something about the night, something about the moonlight that shines coldly down on the world, that fills him with an eerie emptiness. You feel it too, this tension in the air, the sensation of striving, of reaching for something just beyond grasp. It's a restless hunger, an ache that doesn't go away with the applause, with the laughter, with the attention of the crowd. The adoration of others has not filled him, and tonight, more than ever, he feels the weight of the disconnection between himself and everything he has worked so hard to achieve. Holger stirs, finally breaking his gaze from the window as he turns, his attention back to the crowd. But there's no warmth in his smile, no light in his eyes. His thoughts are elsewhere. He's here, but he's not. And as you watch him, you realize his success has not made him happy. He is trapped in the cycle of desire and approval, the never-ending pursuit of something that he has yet to define for himself. As the night wears on, the laughter grows louder and the champagne glasses clink a little more enthusiastically. Yet, in the center of it all, Holger's mind drifts. The evening's festivities, the glamour, the faces of strangers he's come to know, none of it feels real. It's like wearing a mask that's too tight, too uncomfortable, but necessary. You sense it before he does, but soon enough, his discomfort becomes palpable. The elegant decor and the bustling energy of the crowd fade into the background, like a scene in a play where Holger is simply going through the motions, performing a role he no longer wishes to play. His gaze shifts again to the window, where the soft glow of moonlight spills across the cobbled streets below. Untouched by the frenetic pace of the celebration, you feel a soft pressure in your chest as Holger turns away from the window, his face set in a mixture of frustration and resignation. It is in that moment that a thought, almost like a whisper, brushes against his consciousness. It's subtle, but it's there. Is this it? Is this all I'm meant to be? The question lingers, unanswered, hanging in the air like an unseen shadow. Holger shakes his head as if to dismiss it, but the seed has been planted. For a moment, the mask slips. The identity he's so carefully crafted, the successful, respected man in the room, is no longer enough to drown out the growing void inside of him. His eyes fall on a figure across the room, a woman he recognizes but doesn't truly know. She's laughing, her eyes sparkling with life. It's the kind of laughter that seems sincere, not forced. Holger notices something in her that he's lost, an unguardedness, a carefree spirit that doesn't feel the need to perform. She's not bound by the same invisible strings that he's tied to. She's simply being. The realization stings. For the first time, he feels a deep, aching sense of longing. It's a hunger not for applause or recognition, but for something simpler, something more authentic. He watches her for a moment, lost in the contrast between her carefree laughter and his internal storm. It's as if she's in another world, entirely a world where success isn't defined by the approval of others. And suddenly, his world feels small and suffocating. Without realizing it, his feet begin to move toward her. The music swells around him, but it's distant now, like a soundtrack to a film he's no longer interested in. His focus is narrow. The only thing clear in his mind is the feeling he's trying to grasp, the possibility that there is more to life than the pursuit of external validation. But as he takes his first step forward, there's a part of him that hesitates, that wants to turn back, to retreat into the familiar confines of his constructive identity. But the question remains, echoing louder now in the space between his thoughts. Is this really enough? Holger's feet carry him across the room, though his mind is still racing, uncertain of his own desires. Every step feels both slow and swift, as if the world is moving in suspended time, waiting for him to make a decision. His heart beats a little faster, the rhythm quickening with the closeness of the woman he's now approaching. As he draws nearer, her laughter fades into a soft, warm murmur in the background, and all he can hear is the pulse of his own thoughts. What am I doing? His mind whispers, but it's drowned out by a deeper, more insistent voice urging him to move forward. When he reaches her side, it's as if the world falls silent, as if everything except her and him has ceased to exist. She turns to him with a smile, her eyes sparkling with an energy that feels entirely unburdened, and for a brief moment, Holger is struck by a sensation of sheer awe at her lightness, her genuine joy, something he hasn't felt in years. May I join you? Holger asks, the words tumbling out before he has time to think. His voice is different now, softer, uncertain, as if asking for permission to step into a new world, one where he no longer feels the need to prove himself. She nods, motioning for him to sit. Of course. I've been hoping someone would. It's a simple sentence, but it pierces him in a way he can't describe. He realizes in that moment, with a jolt, that she hasn't been watching him for the sake of his reputation or success. She isn't impressed by his achievements or his place in society. She's not here for his role, she's here for him, for who he is in this moment, in his rawness and his authenticity. They talk, but it's different from any conversation Holger has ever had. There are no grand gestures, no grand plans, just two people sharing space in a world that feels vast yet intimate. The conversation drifts effortlessly from topic to topic, nothing profound, nothing forced, but everything feels so real, so alive. There's a naturalness to it that Holger hasn't experienced before. And with each passing second, the tightness in his chest loosens, and he feels as though he's finally breathing in a way that he hasn't for years. For the first time, he begins to understand that there's more to life than the performance, more to being a person than being seen. It's about connection, about finding someone who isn't asking you to be anything other than yourself till the night stretches on. And Holger begins to feel a gentle shift inside him, a shift from the hunger for approval to a growing desire for something simpler, something more grounded. He no longer feels the need to prove his worth, not to her, not to anyone. And as the evening continues, his mind begins to drift, no longer bogged down by the expectations he's carried for so long. There's a quiet in his thoughts now, a clarity he hasn't known in years. As the evening grows deeper and the lights of the ballroom flicker with the soft glow of candle flames, Holger feels a change in the air. The crowd around him seems to have become a blur, an indistinct noise in the background of a moment he is now fully present in. The woman beside him, whose laughter continues to resonate in his mind like a melody, is now the center of his attention. Her ease, her natural grace, her presence, they all remind him of something he has lost and something he has yet to find. The night feels endless, but in the best way. Holger finds himself letting go of the rigid walls he has spent so many years building. His previous life, with all its expectations and demands, now feels like a distant memory. The pressure of status, the incessant striving for approval, it all fades away in the warmth of her company. He shifts, adjusting his position to lean slightly closer, the energy between them light and comfortable, as if there is no rush, no need to fill the silence with words. Her presence is peaceful, not demanding, not requiring anything from him except the truth of the moment. And in that space, Holger begins to see clearly, more clearly than he has in years. This is what he's been looking for all along. Not fame, not recognition, not even love in the conventional sense, but a quiet shared connection. A sense of being seen for who he really is, not the facade he's constructed for the world. For the first time, he feels like he doesn't have to hide behind an image, a title, or a role. This is freedom, this is peace. The woman, still engaged in her own thoughts, suddenly looks at him with a smile that isn't just polite, but knowing, as if she's seen through all the layers of his performance. You know, she says softly, her voice is soothing balm. You don't have to be anyone but yourself. Her words are simple, but they strike Holger like a quiet thunderclap. His breath catches for a moment, and for the first time, he feels a warmth spread through him that he has long since forgotten, a warmth that isn't tied to approval, success, or external validation. For a moment, time seems to stop, and in the stillness, Holger's thoughts drift inward. He realizes that for so long, he has been performing for the world, for the applause, for the recognition. But none of it has ever made him feel truly alive, truly himself. Now, as he sits with her, listening to her voice and feeling the simplicity of this moment, he recognizes something crucial. He is enough just as he is. There is no need to chase. After anything more, no need to be anyone else. The fulfillment he seeks has always been here, hidden beneath the layers of his ambition and external desires. The feeling is soft and unassuming, yet it is the most powerful realization he has ever had. The night drifts on, and as the music shifts into a softer, slower rhythm, the crowd around them seems to blur even more. The woman beside Holger continues to speak, her words gentle and soothing, but Holger's mind is elsewhere, somewhere deep inside himself, where the weight of years of striving and chasing success begins to feel like a distant echo. He shifts in his seat, his body relaxing as the pressure he's carried for so long starts to dissolve. The nagging doubts, the insatiable desire to prove his worth, the need for external validation slowly, they begin to fade. In their place, a profound sense of calm begins to settle in his chest, spreading through his limbs, grounding him in a way he has never experienced before. For the first time, Holger looks at the woman in front of him with clarity, no longer seeing her through the lens of need or expectation, but simply as another human being, someone whose own quiet confidence and genuine spirit have gently helped him see a part of himself he had long ignored. He doesn't need to chase anything. The idea that he must always be on the move, that he must always be striving, achieving, winning, has been slowly eroding, replaced by a truth that he's just beginning to understand. Happiness isn't found in external accomplishments, but in the quiet moments where one can simply exist without the weight of expectations. Her voice, soft and comforting, interrupts his thoughts. "You're starting to look at peace," she says, her eyes lighting up with a smile that is full of warmth and understanding. It's not a smile of pity, nor of recognition of his past glory, but a smile that speaks to the quiet transformation she has witnessed in him. Asterisk. Holger meets her gaze and feels a gentle warmth spread through him, deeper than anything the world has ever given him. It's the warmth of acceptance, the warmth of being seen not for his achievements or accolades, but for the simple fact that he is Holger, a man who has finally begun to see himself clearly. "I think I'm finally beginning to understand," Holger murmurs, his voice low but filled with a sense of peaceful realization. "I don't need to prove anything anymore. I don't need to be anyone but who I am." She smiles again, nodding knowingly, as if she has always understood this about him. There's no grandeur in this moment, no grand speech or declaration, just the quiet truth of self-discovery. And as the night continues, Holger's world doesn't shift dramatically, but something deep inside him has changed. He is no longer trapped in the cycle of endless striving. Instead, he feels a new sense of freedom, the freedom to simply be, to embrace each moment without the weight of expectation or judgment. As the evening deepens and the last of the candles flicker, casting their warm glow across the ballroom, Holger feels a gentle pull toward the simplicity of the moment. The world outside the walls of the grand room, with its complexities and endless demands, feels so far away now. All that remains is this peaceful space, this quiet company, and the truth that has slowly begun to settle into his heart. He is enough, just as he is. The woman beside him continues to speak, her words now a soft hum in the background. But Holger doesn't need to listen to every word. It's the feeling, the connection, the shared understanding that speaks louder than anything she could say. It's the understanding that in this moment, Holger is no longer alone. He is no longer trapped by his need to be something he is not. He is simply present, a person in the world who is alive in enough that there is no need to chase success or climb to new heights. The compulsion to rise above others has left him, replaced by the peaceful realization that contentment does not come from striving, but from being. There is nothing more to prove, and in this thought, Holger feels an overwhelming sense of relief. The years of pressure, the years of proving himself, the countless moments where he felt inadequate, all of it falls away. For the first time, Holger smiles, not the practiced, polite smile he had been wearing for years, but a genuine smile. It feels light, unburdened, as though something has been unlocked within him, and he is finally able to breathe. Asterisk the woman, sensing this shift in him, smiles back, her eyes filled with warmth and understanding. It's as if she's been waiting for this moment, too. She has no need to fill the silence with empty words. She simply allows Holger to experience this peace on his own terms, to embrace the stillness and simplicity that he has long been denying himself. And in that moment, as the night continues and the music fades into the background, Holger's heart beats slower, more steadily, as if it has found its rhythm once again. He is no longer chasing anything. He is no longer trying to be more than what he is. He is simply Holger, a man at peace with himself, with no expectations other than to live fully in the present. The music continues to play softly in the background, a delicate tune that blends seamlessly into the stillness that has settled over the room. Holger remains seated beside the woman, but something in him has shifted. His gaze, once restless and burdened by expectations, now looks out into the dimming room with a soft tranquility. The weight of the world, which had once seemed so heavy on his shoulders, feels distant, almost unreal. The years of striving for success, of climbing the metaphorical ladder toward an ever-distant peak, seem like something from another life. It's as if he stepped out of a fog. His thoughts, once clouded by ambition and the desire for recognition, are now clearer, more focused. There's no rush, no need to fill the silence with empty words or hollow gestures. Holger feels, for the first time in as long as he can remember, an overwhelming sense of relief. He no longer feels the need to prove himself, not to the world, not even to the woman beside him, though her presence is like a gentle guiding force, calm and accepting. The more he sits there, the more he absorbs the quiet serenity of the moment. The soft sound of her voice, the warm glow of the candlelight, the gentle breeze from the open window, all of it creates an atmosphere that feels so alive, so full of possibility. It's as if Holger's entire being is aligned with the rhythm of the world around him. He is no longer running. He is simply here. He is simply being. His body seems to relax further with each breath. He feels his chest rise and fall with the rhythm of the world, the air cool and refreshing against his skin, as if the universe itself is offering him this moment of peace. The weight he once carried so heavily in his heart, the desire to be more, to be seen, to be loved for his accomplishments, is now gone, replaced by something more valuable: acceptance. The woman smiles at him once again, but it's a different smile now. It's a smile of understanding, of knowing, a recognition of the transformation that has taken place within him. She doesn't speak. There's no need for words. Her gaze, gentle and unhurried, invites him to continue this journey, this smooth path he has begun to walk. Holger feels something stir within him, a quiet, budding excitement for what lies ahead. There is no longer the pressure to find meaning in accolades or achievements. He doesn't need to chase the praise of others. Instead, he is free to discover what brings him true joy, what fills him with a sense of purpose that comes not from external recognition, but from the inner peace he has begun to cultivate. His journey, which once seemed so focused on the pursuit of success, now feels like it's about to take a new direction, one that is centered around self-discovery and authenticity. Holger knows in this moment that this path will not always be easy. It will require courage and vulnerability, but it will be his own. And for the first time, he feels an uncheckable certainty that this is the right path for him. He turns back to the woman beside him, his eyes meeting hers with a quiet intensity, a silent promise. She does not ask him to explain, nor does she need him to. There's a profound understanding between them, one that needs no words. "I think I understand now," Holger says softly, the words tumbling out with a sincerity that feels new to him. "I've spent my whole life chasing something I thought I needed, but now I see the only thing I've ever really needed is to be true to myself." Her smile deepens, and in the warmth of that smile, Holger knows that he has found something far more valuable than all the trophies and accolades in the world. He has found peace. As the night continues, Holger remains in the calm of the moment, knowing that tomorrow will be different. The world will continue to turn, but he is no longer rushing with it. He is moving at his own pace now, and for the first time, it feels like enough. The music continues its soft melody in the background. The dancers swirling around the room in graceful harmony, but Holger no longer feels the pull to join them. Instead, he sits back in his chair, his hands resting calmly on his lap, and for the first time, he feels fully present. The pressures of the evening, the expectations, the social obligations, the facade of accomplishment have all melted away. Here, in this quiet moment, he no longer needs to be someone else. He looks out through the window, where the first light of dawn is beginning to stretch across the horizon. The night, with all its festivities, is giving way to a new day, and with it, a new beginning for Holger. The crisp air from outside sweeps in through the open window, and for the first time, he breathes deeply, savoring the simple act of inhaling. He has spent so much of his life in pursuit of something, chasing after fleeting moments of success and approval, but now he realizes the true fulfillment lies in the moments like this, the quiet, the stillness, the absence of external noise. Holger's thoughts drift back to the woman sitting beside him. Her presence has been a catalyst for this shift, not because of any grand gesture or revelation, but because of her genuineness, her ability to be herself without apology. She has shown him, without words, that happiness is not something you chase, but something you allow to happen when you are free of the need to prove your worth. He looks at her once more, and this time there's no hurry, no pressure to fill the silence with conversation. There's only comfort, a sense of being fully seen and fully accepted for who he is, right in this moment. The pressure that once weighed so heavily on his heart is gone, replaced by a sense of lightness, as if he has cast off an invisible burden he didn't even realize he was carrying. You've given me more than you know, Holger says softly, his voice sincere and calm. You've reminded me that I don't need to be anyone but myself. The woman smiles, her gaze soft and knowing, as if she had seen this transformation in him from the start. There's no need for further words, no need for explanations. This quiet understanding between them is all that is needed. Silence, once something Holger had feared, now feels like a companion, a source of comfort. As the night draws to a close and the guests begin to filter out of the ballroom, Holger stands up slowly, his body lighter than it has been in years. There's no rush to leave, no desire to move quickly to the next event, the next obligation. Holger feels that he has time, a precious thing that has always been in short supply. He makes his way toward the door, but before he steps out into the cool night air, he looks back at the woman one last time, her smile still warm, still genuine. He thanks her silently for the simple gift of presence, for reminding him of the beauty of being instead of doing. As Holger steps out into the night, he feels no need to look back. The journey ahead is still unknown, but he has learned something crucial tonight. The world does not require him to be anyone other than himself. He no longer feels the need to prove anything to anyone. He will walk forward, not in search of something, but simply to enjoy the experience of being alive, of existing. For the first time, Holger steps into the future with a heart that is full, not of achievements or external validation, but of peace and acceptance. The early morning light spreads its soft glow across the city as Holger steps out into the quiet streets, the remnants of the night still lingering in the cool air. For the first time in a long time, he doesn't feel the weight of the world pressing on his shoulders. He doesn't feel the need to rush, to check off a list of achievements or fulfill anyone's expectations. There's only this moment, this quiet, empty street, and the simple feeling of being alive. As Holger walks, his footsteps seem slower, more deliberate, as if the ground beneath him is offering him a chance to truly feel each step, to connect with the world in a way he never has before. The city is just waking up, the soft hum of daily life beginning to stir around him, but he doesn't feel disconnected from it. He feels present, and it's a feeling unlike any he's known. The cool morning air is refreshing against his skin, and with each breath, Holger feels his mind become clearer. It's as though the fog that has clouded his thoughts for so many years is finally lifting, replaced by a stillness that allows him to hear his own thoughts more clearly than ever. There's no more striving, no more searching for external validation. He knows with absolute certainty that he is enough exactly as he is. In this very moment as Holger continues his walk, he notices the small details of the world around him, the delicate sound of birds singing in the trees, the subtle rustle of leaves in the breeze, the faint scent of flowers beginning to bloom. It's as though he's seeing the world for the first time, truly seeing it with a clarity that comes from within. He doesn't need to go anywhere to find happiness or peace. It's right here in the quiet simplicity of the world that has always been available to him, waiting for him to notice. He pauses at a corner, looking down a quiet street lined with trees, their branches swaying gently in the breeze. The world feels gentle this morning, as if the city itself is embracing him, welcoming him into its rhythm, allowing him to be a Gazas, part of it without the need to prove his worth. Holger realizes, with a deep sense of peace, that this is the life he has always wanted. Not one of constant achievement, of external approval, but one of authenticity and connection. A life where he can be true to himself, where he can find contentment in the simple and the everyday. The journey he has been on searching for success, recognition and validation has led him to this moment of clarity, and now he can embrace it fully. For the first time in years, Holger feels free. Free to live on his own terms, to experience the world without the weight of expectations bearing down on him. The future no longer feels uncertain or overwhelming. Instead, it feels full of possibility, full of promise, and Holger's ready to walk into it with open eyes and an open heart. As Holger walks deeper into the heart of the city, he feels as though he is shedding old layers with each step. The world around him, with its bustling energy and steady rhythm, no longer overwhelms him. Instead, he feels in sync with it, connected yet free. There is no urgency now, no pressure to get anywhere fast, and for the first time, Holger understands what it means to truly be present in the world. The streets, once filled with distractions and obligations, now seem full of possibility. The sounds of the city, the soft murmur of voices, the distant hum of a horse-drawn cart, the occasional laughter become a soft symphony, a reminder that life moves forward at its own pace, and that pace is not defined by competition or achievement. The simple hum of life, uninterrupted by the noise of expectations, feels like the perfect soundtrack for his new beginning. As he passes by the market square, Holger pauses, watching a vendor arrange freshly picked flowers in delicate, overflowing baskets. The vibrant colors of the petals stand out against the earthy green stems, and for a brief moment, he is lost in the beauty of the scene. It strikes him that he has spent so many years chasing after things that were never truly important, while all along the simple joys of life, the beauty of a flower, the warmth of the sun on his face, the sound of the wind rustling through the trees have always been right in front of him. A small smile tugs at Holger's lips, and for the first time it feels effortless. This is contentment, not the contentment of having accomplished something or received recognition, but the contentment of simply being part of something greater, something more fundamental than success or accolades. It is the contentment of embracing life in its simplest form. He continues his walk, his pace now slow and deliberate, as if he's savoring each moment. The weight in his chest, the pressure he had carried for so long, has disappeared. Holger no longer feels the need to prove anything to others or even to himself. For the first time, he is free from the burden of expectation, free to experience the world as it is, not as he imagined it should be. The journey ahead seems less like a destination and more like an ongoing experience, one that Holger is ready to embrace fully. As he walks, he notices the small things more acutely, the rustling of leaves in the trees, the way the sun casts long shadows on the pavement, the feel of the cool stone beneath his shoes. It's as though he is seeing the world for the first time, with a clarity that he never had before. He stops at a small park and sits down on a bench, looking out over the expanse of green. The park is quiet, save for the sound of a few birds singing in the trees and the occasional distant laugh. Holger closes his eyes for a moment, allowing himself to just be no agenda, no expectations, just him and the world around him. In that simple act of sitting still, he feels something deep inside him stir something profound, something he had forgotten. This, he realizes, is life at its fullest. The moments of quiet stillness, the peace that comes from just existing. Holger takes a deep breath, filling his lungs with the fresh morning air, and as he exhales, he feels a sense of finality. The pressure of the past is gone, and in its place there is only calm. He has finally found what he has been searching for, not in external achievements or validation, but in the quiet moments where he can simply exist, free of the need to prove himself. As he opens his eyes and looks around the park once more, Holger realizes that he is not just passing through life. He is fully part of it now. He is alive in every sense of the word. As the day begins to transition into dusk, the light softens and the world around Holger takes on a new, quieter energy. He stands up from the park bench, stretching his limbs, feeling the weight of the day behind him, and for the first time in what feels like forever, he doesn't rush. There's no destination in mind, no need to move on to the next thing. Holger's steps are slow, thoughtful, each footfall more intentional than the last, as though he is savoring the sensation of simply walking, of being in this world without the need to chase it. The streets now seem full of possibility of things he never noticed before. A child's laughter rises from a nearby street corner, carried on the gentle breeze. A dog barks playfully in the distance. The sounds of life seem more vivid now, more real. Holger takes a deep breath, inhaling the scent of fresh bread from a nearby bakery, the crisp evening air, and something deeper within him, an awakening of sorts, a recognition that he is alive, truly alive in a way he hasn't been for years. For so long, he had been looking ahead, chasing after something just beyond his reach. The pressure to succeed, to prove himself, to fulfill expectations, it all now seems so distant, almost unreal. As he walks through the quiet streets, Holger is aware that he is no longer seeking something to fill a void within him. Instead, he is simply walking, breathing, being. There is no need for anything more. The sky above him has turned to a soft, dusky blue, and the first stars begin to twinkle in the sky. It is a calm evening, the kind of evening that feels like a gift, gentle and serene. Holger allows himself to be fully present in it, allowing his thoughts to drift like the leaves in the wind. He's no longer running or striving for something, but instead, he is learning to be still. In the distance, a faint church bell tolls, its soft sound filling the evening air, reminding Holger of the cyclical nature of life. There's a rhythm to everything, a pace that doesn't demand constant action. The world doesn't need to rush. Holger has learned that now. He has learned that the true essence of living is not found in how fast we go, but in how fully we can embrace each moment. As he walks, Holger's mind drifts back to the conversation he shared with the woman earlier. Her words still linger with him, and now they seem to settle deep in his heart. He realizes that for the first time, he truly understands what she meant. Life isn't about competing, about winning or losing. It's about being present with what is, finding peace in the now. It's about connecting with oneself and with the world in a way that is unhurried and gentle. Holger smiles quietly to himself, the weight of the world lifted from his shoulders, replaced by something softer, something more profound. He reaches a small café, its windows glowing warmly in the evening light, and the thought crosses his mind that he could sit here in this peaceful little spot and simply enjoy the moment. There's no rush, no need to move on to the next thing. Just this moment, this cup of tea, this calm world around him. Holger steps inside, the warmth of the cafe embracing him, and as he takes his seat at a small table near the window, he watches the world pass by. He feels no need to hurry, no need to look ahead, no need to chase something that isn't there. He simply sits back, takes a deep breath, and enjoys the stillness of the evening. In this quiet, Holger feels a deep, quiet satisfaction. The life ahead of him no longer feels like a race. It feels like a journey that he can take at his own pace, with a heart that is no longer weighed down by the need for external validation. Holger's life has slowed, but it hasn't stopped. It has simply found a new rhythm, one that is full of possibility, full of joy, and full of the promise of peace. The world outside the cafe continues to turn, its sound soft and distant, as Holger sits by the window sipping his tea. The evening sky has deepened into a richer shade of blue, the stars above beginning to twinkle faintly like tiny, comforting beacons of light. Holger is not rushing anywhere anymore. He is not waiting for something, not anticipating the next moment or the one after that. His eyes rest on the world outside, observing the passing life, with a quiet contentment that flows through him like the gentle current of a slow-moving river. He has made peace with his journey, with his past and present, and with the future that unfolds before him. Holger now understands that there is no finish line to reach, no place to get to, only moments to experience and enjoy. There is nothing more to chase. He has come to accept that life is not about reaching the top or earning accolades, but about learning to be in each moment, to feel the world without the pressure of needing to change it. The woman's words from earlier resonate again within him. Life does not have to be an endless pursuit. It can simply be enough. And Holger finds profound peace in this realization. The world continues to hum around him, but he is no longer swept up in the noise. He is at home now in his own heart, at ease with himself, at peace with the flow of time. As he finishes his tea, he feels no urgency to leave. He knows that he could stay in this moment for as long as he wishes, but there's no reason to rush. The world will wait for him just as he has waited for himself. Holger has learned to let go, to release the burden of always striving for something better, always trying to be more than he is. Instead, he can now simply enjoy the gift of being alive, of existing in the world as it is. Rising from the table, Holger steps out into the cool night air, the city now quiet and still, its sound softened by the encroaching night. He walks slowly, savoring each step. There is no more sense of hurry or destination. The night is his companion, and it feels like a perfect fit, as if he is walking in sync with the universe itself. As Holger makes his way through the quiet streets, he notices the stars above more clearly now, their light shining brightly against the dark canvas of the sky. He feels a connection to them, a sense of belonging to the world, as though he is part of a greater whole. There is no separation anymore, no sense of being alone or unimportant. He is simply Holger, walking through the world, experiencing it as it is. And for the first time in his life, Holger knows that he is enough, just as he is. There's nothing to prove, no destination to reach. There is only this moment, and in it, Holger finds a deep, abiding peace. It is not the peace of achievement or success, but the peace of simply being as he walks through the streets. His heart feels light, his mind clear. The road ahead may be uncertain, but Holger is no longer afraid. He has found the freedom to live without the weight of expectations, without the need for validation. The world is vast and he is small within it, but in that smallness he feels immense. He feels whole, connected to everything, part of the ongoing dance of life. And in this quiet, Holger knows that his journey has just begun. It will not be defined by achievements or external recognition, but by the simple act of being, by living each moment fully and embracing each breath. The world is his to experience, and for the first time, he is ready to walk it at his own pace, enjoying the stillness of his heart and the peace of his soul. As Holger continues to walk through the streets, the rhythm of his footsteps aligns with the rhythm of his heartbeat, steady, calm, and sure. He no longer feels the need to rush, nor does he seek anything from the world outside of him. The pace of life, once overwhelming and demanding, now feels like a natural flow that he is part of, not fighting against. The sounds of the night, the soft murmur of the wind, the rustling of leaves, the occasional distant car feel like a soft lullaby, guiding him into an even deeper state of peace. Holge is aware of the stillness in his body, in his thoughts, and in the world around him. This stillness is not emptiness, but rather a fullness and awareness that all he has ever needed was already within him. He has stopped searching for external validation, stopped looking for approval or recognition. The true beauty of life, he realizes now, is not in the pursuit of something more, but in the ability to fully experience what is already present. Being is enough. Living is enough. As he walks through a quiet alley, the soft glow of a street lamp catches his eye. It casts long shadows on the pavement, the light warm and comforting against the cool night. Holger pauses for a moment, looking at the light, and he is struck by how simple it all is. The light, the shadows, the coolness of the air, all of it is part of a whole, and he is part of that whole. The world around him is not something to be conquered or fixed. It is something to be experienced and embraced. Holger feels no need to hurry, to push forward, or to prove that he is moving toward something. The journey itself is the reward. The joy is in being present in each step, each breath, each moment. There is no rush to get to an end, no final destination that he must reach. The beauty of life is in the unfolding and the process itself. He stops by a small park bench, the wood smooth beneath his hands, and he sits, looking up at the stars. They shine down on him, constant and steady, offering their silent light to the world. Holger feels a deep connection to them, as if they, too, are part of him. He has always looked to the stars as something far away, distant, unattainable, but now he sees them as part of the same web of life that connects everything. The stars are not something he has to chase or reach. They simply are, shining in their own quiet way. The park is empty, save for the occasional rustle of leaves in the trees, the sound of the wind brushing through the branches. Holger feels a deep gratitude for the quiet, for the space to just be. There's no rush to fill the silence with noise or activity. The silence, the stillness is comforting, and Holger realizes that it is in these quiet moments that he finds his truest self. Holger closes his eyes for a moment, breathing deeply, and he feels the soft pulse of life within him. It is slow and steady, like the beating of his heart, like the rhythm of his footsteps on the pavement. He is part of this world, and the world is part of him. The boundaries between himself and the world blur, and he feels a sense of oneness with everything around him. The stars above, the trees in the park, the soft breeze that brushes his face, all of it is a part of the same experience, the same moment. In the stillness, Holger feels no fear, no uncertainty. There's no longing, no desire to chase after something that is out of reach. He has finally found peace, not in something external, but in the very act of being. His heart is light, his mind clear, and his soul content. As Holger remains seated on the bench, the world continues to unfold around him. The sky deepens into a rich velvet hue, and the soft glow of the streetlights casts gentle pools of light onto the cobblestone path before him. The distant hum of the city seems to fade away, and in its place is a stillness that is not silent but full, a kind of quiet that is peaceful, alive with the energy of the world simply existing. Holger's gaze shifts to the trees swaying in the gentle breeze. The rustling of their leaves sounds like a soft whisper, an ancient language spoken only by nature, a language that Holger has come to understand in his own way. There is no need for words, no need to speak, for in this moment, everything he needs is already here. He is at peace with the world, with himself, and with the quiet rhythm of life that moves gently forward, one step at a time. As he continues to sit, his thoughts drift slow, unhurried. The worries of the past, the anxieties of the future, all seem distant now. In their place, there is only the present, the feeling of his feet on the ground, the cool breeze on his skin, and the soft light of the world around him. For the first time in a long while, Holger feels whole. He is not defined by what he has done or by what he might do. He is simply him, sitting quietly in the world, experiencing it as it is. The gentle rhythm of his breathing matches the steady pulse of the world around him. He feels connected to everything, the trees, the sky, the distant city, even the stars. Holger is part of it all, not as a spectator, but as a participant in the great unfolding dance of life. He feels no need to rush to the next thing to make something of himself. Being is enough. Living is enough. He is enough. A soft sigh escapes his lips as he leans back against the bench, his body relaxed, his mind clear. The burden he once carried of success, of expectations, of needing to prove himself is gone. It has been replaced with a quiet contentment, a deep, abiding peace. Holger smiles softly, a smile that comes not from an external achievement, but from the inside, from the recognition that he is at peace with who he is. The night continues to deepen, the stars above shining brightly, their light undimmed by the passing of time. Holger watches them for a moment longer, feeling their constancy, their eternal presence. He feels a connection to them, to the vastness of the sky, and to the endless expanse of the world. In the grand scheme of things, he is but a small part of the universe, but in this moment, he is everything. He stands up from the bench, his legs steady beneath him, and takes a final deep breath, filling his lungs with the cool, crisp night air. There's nothing more to do, nowhere to go, no destination to reach. There's only this moment, and it is enough. Holger begins to walk again, his pace slow, measured, but no longer burdened by the weight of the world. He moves with the flow of life, a part of it, in perfect harmony with the world around him. As he walks through the streets, he notices the small things, the faint scent of the flowers blooming nearby, the soft echo of his footsteps, the quiet murmur of the city in the distance. All of these things, once unnoticed, now seem vibrant and full of life. The world has opened up to him, and in return, he has opened himself to it. Holger walks on, free of the past, unburdened by the future, content in the present. And in that contentment, he finds something deeper, something that doesn't come from external validation, from achievement, or from success, but something that comes from within. He finds peace. He finds himself as Holger walks further into the night. He feels as though the world is slowly revealing itself to him. The shadows stretch long across the cobblestones, and the air is cool but not uncomfortable, a gentle contrast to the warmth of the streetlights. Holger's steps become even more deliberate, each one grounding him further into this new way of being. He feels no urgency anymore, no need to reach a particular destination. The night is his companion, and he is fully immersed in its stillness. Each step, he sheds more of the weight he once carried. The old worries that used to chase him about success, about approval, about what others think, have all but disappeared. They were never truly his, he realizes now. They were the expectations he had internalized, the ideals he had imposed upon himself. But those burdens are now gone, released into the night like whispers lost in the wind. Holger feels free from the relentless pursuit of external validation. Instead, he is enveloped by the peaceful simplicity of life itself. The world seems larger now, not because it has changed, but because Holger has shifted his perspective. He sees things he had missed before, the little details that add richness to life. The sound of the wind rustling through the leaves, the soft glow of the streetlights, the distant hum of the city, all of it blends into a symphony of existence. Holger is no longer a spectator watching from the sidelines. He is part of it, fully immersed in the present moment. As he continues walking, he notices a small café nestled between two buildings. Its windows glow warmly, inviting him in with their soft light. Holger stops for a moment, the thought of sitting down and enjoying the warmth of a cup of tea comforting. He feels no need to rush. There's no agenda here, no timeline to follow. Life can wait. For now, there is only the present, and it is enough. He enters the cafe, the warmth of the space wrapping around him like a soft embrace. The familiar sounds of clinking cups and quiet chatter fill the air, but they don't disturb him. They feel comforting, like the gentle hum of life continuing its steady course. Holger takes a seat at a small table near the window, looking out at the quiet street. The world continues to move, but in this moment, he feels rooted, anchored in the tranquility of his own mind. As he sips his tea, Holger reflects on how far he has come. The journey he once thought was about external achievement has now revealed itself to be about inner peace. He feels whole, not because of anything he has done, but simply because he has allowed himself to be. The pressure he once placed on himself to succeed, to perform, to measure up, all of it has fallen away, leaving only the quiet assurance that he is enough just as he is. The cafe's warmth, the sound of the tea sloshing gently in his cup, the distant laughter of others. Holger finds joy in these simple moments, moments that are purely his. They don't need to be significant or noteworthy. They just are, and that is enough. Holger no longer feels like he needs to seek something to fill an emptiness. He no longer feels incomplete. The emptiness has been filled, not with achievements or accolades, but with acceptance of the moment, acceptance of himself. Holger finishes his tea, his heart light. There's no need to rush, no need to leave. He could sit here forever, content in the warmth of the café, the quiet hum of life outside, and the stillness that resides in his soul. For the first time, he realizes that this is enough. He doesn't need to search for more. He doesn't need to go anywhere or do anything. He is complete as he is in this moment, and that is everything. The soft warmth of the café, the gentle flicker of the candles on the tables, and the distant sound of the world moving outside fill Holger with a deep sense of peace. He has come to a place in his life where he no longer feels the need to rush. The pressure to perform, to achieve, and to seek approval, these things have faded away like fog dissolving in the morning sun. For the first time in a long while, Holger feels like he can breathe freely. He sits back in his chair, his eyes drifting to the window where the night sky now stretches out in a vast expanse of dark blue. There are no more deadlines to meet, no more tasks to finish. There's only the present, a gift that he now knows how to enjoy without the weight of expectations. Holger has found something more valuable than all the accolades in the world: inner peace. In this moment, there is no need for grand gestures or external validation. Holger understands now that life is not about achieving a set of goals, ticking off boxes, or constantly striving for something bigger. Life is about being present, being aware, and being content with who you are, where you are. This realization doesn't feel like a burden lifted, but like a weightless freedom. A new way of experiencing life. The café, with its soft light and comforting sounds, feels like the perfect setting for this quiet transformation. Holger realizes that he doesn't need to look for meaning in the future, because the meaning is already here, in the simplicity of the now. The gentle clink of cups, the warmth of his tea, the quiet hum of conversation around him. These are the things that make life rich. These moments, he now knows, are what truly matter. As Holger finishes his tea and prepares to leave the cafe, he feels no rush. The night ahead is open, filled with possibilities, but Holger no longer feels the need to race toward them. The future is no longer something to be feared or struggled with. He walks out into the cool night air, feeling the crispness on his skin and the stillness in his heart. The street is quiet, almost peaceful, and Holger takes a slow, deliberate walk, allowing his thoughts to drift naturally. He looks up at the stars, their soft glow reminding him of the constancy of life, of the world around him that continues to move, yet offers him this stillness. Holger realizes that, just like the stars, he too can shine in his own quiet way. His light does not need to be loud or flashy. It simply is, and that is enough. Holger, our walks without hurry, without a destination in mind, just being. The weight of the world feels lighter now, not because it has changed, but because Holger has learned to walk through it with an open heart, ready to embrace whatever comes his way. He no longer feels trapped in the endless cycle of striving and achieving. He is content. He is free as Holger walks into the night, his heart light and his mind at peace. He knows that he is living exactly the life he was meant to live. Road ahead may be uncertain, but for the first time, it feels full of possibility, because Holger has learned to embrace the beauty of simply living.